There is a huge rumor going around for Tesla. Andrej Karpathy has now left OpenAI. Andrej Karpathy is a computer scientist who served as the director of artificial intelligence and autopilot vision at Tesla. Andrej says that he left OpenAI yesterday. First of all, nothing happened, and it's not a result of any particular event, issue, or drama, but please keep the conspiracy theories coming as they are highly entertaining. Actually, being at OpenAI over the last year has been really great. The team is really strong, the people are wonderful, and the roadmap is very exciting, and I think we have a lot to look forward to. My immediate plan is to work on my personal projects and see what happens. Those of you who followed me for a while may have a sense for what that might look like. Sawyer Merritt says, come back to Tesla. Lex Friedman says, congrats, looking forward to the things you create next. Tesla owner Silicon Valley says, you should join Tesla or XAI. I mean, there is lots of speculation that Andrej could be coming back to Tesla to finish the job once and for all. And finishing the job would be creating fully autonomous electric vehicles or even working on Optimus. Now, Andrej talked about the massive potential of Tesla and why he may be interested in returning for a quote, Act 2 back in October of 2022. Let's run this clip. It's about a minute long, and I think it really solidifies, hopefully, what's coming next for Tesla and for Andrej.
Well, it was hard because obviously I love the company a lot, and I love Elon. I love Tesla. I want. It was hard to leave. I love the team basically, but yeah, I think I would be potentially like interested in revisiting it, maybe coming back at some point, working in Optimus, working in AGI at Tesla. I think Tesla is going to do incredible things. It's basically like, it's a massive, large-scale robotics kind of company with a ton of in-house talent for doing really incredible things. Yeah. And I think humanoid robots are going to be amazing. I think autonomous transportation is going to be amazing. All this is happening at Tesla. So I think it's just a really amazing organization. So being part of it and helping it along, I think was basically I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, it was basically difficult for those reasons because I love the company. But, I'm happy to potentially at some point come back for Act 2. Mm-hmm. But I felt like at this stage, I built the team, it felt autonomous, and I became a manager, and I wanted to do a lot more technical stuff. I wanted to learn stuff. I wanted to teach stuff. And I just kind of felt like it was a good time for a change of pace a little bit.
Elon responded to this actual segment of this clip back again on October 29th, 2022, and said Andrej will always be welcome at Tesla. I mean, just to put into context how good Andrej is, Google, take it for what it is. It says Andrej Karpathy is a leading expert in deep learning and computer vision. He is currently at OpenAI, where he was a founding member and a research scientist. Now, this is why is Andrej Karpathy so famous? He's employing neural networks to allow automated cars to see. Getting computers to actually see has been an ambition of countless computer scientists for decades. Few have come closer than Andrej Karpathy, whose approach to deep neural networks allows machines to make sense of what is happening in images. So this is the literal guy that made it basically all happen at Tesla, that started the seeds of autonomous driving. So for obvious reasons, if Andrej were to come back, I would expect the job to get done maybe a little bit quicker than what we're already expecting. If Kathy Wood believes we'll have robotaxis on the road by 2026 or 2027, that may actually be a reality if Andrej does come back to the Tesla team. And I would imagine just upon the news of Andrej coming back, that would probably be positive for Tesla stock. But regardless if this happens or not, let's say it does happen and he does come back and Tesla stock does not react, fundamentally, it's still a big deal. Now, considering what OpenAI has done over the past, couple of years, that might bring a little more hype if he were to come to Tesla, but we'll have to wait and see. This is all conspiracies at this point in time, but I think the arrow is pointing towards Tesla as being Andrej's new endeavor. I don't know what to call it because he's already been at Tesla, but for Act 2. We'll just call it Act 2 like he did back in 2022. We do have more good news for Tesla stock investors as well today. Tesla has increased the price of the Model 3 long range in the US by $500 to $47,490. This was the second Model 3 long range price increase in 9 days. It also looks as if the estimated delivery dates for the new Model 3 long range in the US have changed to April through May. This change comes just 2 weeks after it changed to March through April. Just 4 weeks ago, dates were January through February. The rear-wheel drive Model 3 still shows February through March, and I imagine this is happening because maybe Tesla did not expect so much, attention or orders of the long range to come in relative to the rear wheel drive, and you're probably seeing Tesla was wrong there, so they got to start cranking out more long range variants of the Model 3. Overall, this can't be bad news. Raising prices, extending delivery wait times is never going to be a bad sign, literally ever. What the heck are we even seeing here? I don't know what to make of that, but yeah, Cybertruck looks like it has a TV mounted to the back. At least it looks like a TV to me. It does look like it's raining in this video, so that's interesting. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas has released a new Tesla note and feedback from the bull/bear lunch and a perception survey. Now, I'm going to read this, but we're going to go over this more in depth in the next video. I like to do this with Adam Jonas notes because they're pretty well put together, and I will share that with you at 8:30 p.m. tonight, so stay tuned to the channel for that one. But I do want to share what he says here. Jonas says, quote, "Just back from easily the most bearish of our Tesla bull/bear lunches. Some doubted if sales grow at all this year. Most see consensus falling and AI off the table for now. Despite the overall tone at the lunch, we remain overweight with Tesla offering over 80% upside from current levels, which we believe is compelling in proportion to the investment level within our US auto coverage. Separately, our perception survey revealed rather mixed opinions on Tesla's brand." Now, when he says 80% upside, that is over the next 12 months. 80% upside. If you told me today Tesla would give me 35% upside over the next 12 months, I'm going to buy every single share of Tesla I possibly can. And that's exactly what I'm doing. 80%, I don't even care if that's wrong, right? Give me 60%. Be too high. Who even cares if you think 80% upside is likely? What's the unlikely scenario? 30, 40, 50%? I'll take that any day as well. He says, "From our read of the room, it seemed that everyone felt the stock would underperform over 6 months. Almost everyone felt the stock would underperform over 12 months. We acknowledge full year 2024 will be a challenging year for the global auto industry, which is reflected in our estimates." That's actually really good as well. If everyone is that bearish on Tesla, that means good news is probably not priced in at all. This could be an Indian factory. This could be a licensing deal for FSD. This could be a share buyback, which I do think is coming at some point in 2024. That could be Tesla laying off portions of their staff, focusing more on profitability. Hell, that could just be better deliveries, better growth than what people are expecting. Tesla stock is not priced for any of that. Tesla stock is priced for mediocre at best. Typically, you want to invest in a stock that is not priced for perfection. Example, Nvidia. That stock is priced for absolute perfection, the best case scenario. It could be vulnerable for any downside surprises. If anything's a one-off or kind of, bad here, really good there, it's not priced for that. Tesla is priced for basically all bad. And speaking of Nvidia, I do believe Tesla's AI efforts and ultimately where Tesla will be with AI technology is vastly misunderstood by the markets. And do you remember this post from the Washington Post we talked about yesterday, that a Tesla worker was killed in a fiery crash? And the Washington Post says this could be the first driver killed with full self-driving. Now, this was a couple of years ago. He had a blood alcohol level of 0.26, so 3 times the legal limit. Well, Elon says the driver was not on FSD and that the software was never even downloaded. He says, unfortunately, the software was not downloaded because the accident probably would not have happened if FSD had been engaged. Elon and the Tesla shareholder who won a verdict last month voiding the CEO's $56 billion pay package will ask a judge to pause her ruling until an appeal is resolved, according to a Tuesday letter to the court from the shareholder's attorney. But before Elon and Tesla can appeal, the two sides will propose a final order for approval by Judge McCormick, which will include a petition for a legal fee. That legal fee which will be paid by Tesla, is expected to be one of the largest ever, if not the largest, legal fee ever paid in history, and it will be billions of dollars. Tesla will likely oppose it. The fee petition is expected to be filed by March 1st. If that's approved, Elon would have 60 days to file an appeal with the Delaware Supreme Court. An appeal is expected to take at least 6 months to resolve, so we're not going to have a final conclusive ending to this for probably another year or two if I were to speculate. Swedish labor union IF Metal on Wednesday said it would permit its mechanics to fix some Tesla cars at independent workshops during a 10-week period, exempting them from a strike that has targeted the electric vehicle maker since October. A new Consumer Report survey shows that 64% of US consumers have little to no experience with EVs at all. 9,030 respondents scored a 1 or less on the EV Experience Index. Out of U.S. buyers who expect to buy a new vehicle for their next purchase, roughly 38% would seriously consider purchasing an EV. And why does that number sound so low? Only 38%. Well, 64% of U.S. consumers, well, they don't even have any experience with an EV at all. Most people that have no knowledge on EVs, they believe they'll get stranded on the side of the road. They believe you can't drive them in the rain. You'd be surprised what some people believe. Maybe not in Cali or in New York or Florida or, Texas, right? Some of your large demographics. Come to Michigan. Come talk to people, on the streets in Michigan where I live and ask them about EVs. And they're not going to have a single clue about anything we talk about ever in relation to Tesla or EVs. They just don't have any knowledge on that because it's not a part of this area yet, which I do think that leaves me with a different insight than a lot of you guys might have, because I don't know anyone else that has an EV. Anyone I know that I've ever talked to has never, drove an EV. They've never rode in an EV. And from my perspective, that just shows me how much potential there is out there. If this whole demographic, basically the whole state, has very limited knowledge on EVs, I can only imagine other states are out there like that. And that's still a large total addressable market that is unaddressed. The US government has reimbursed auto dealers, including Tesla, for about $135 million in advanced point-of-sale consumer electric vehicle tax credit payments since the start of the year through February 6th. The Treasury said today the IRS has received more than 25,000 time of sale reports, including more than 19,500 or 78% with advance payment requests, and approximately $135 million has been paid to dealers since January 1st, the Treasury said in disclosing the previously unreported figures. Gary Black says, in my opinion, Tesla management has learned that cutting prices in excess of COGS declines gets them no incremental volume, since competitors all match any declines, leaving everyone worse off. Combined with likely increasing FSD take rates as FSD starts to approach level 4 autonomy, it's becoming more and more apparent auto gross margins have bottomed. Indeed, if auto gross margins have bottomed and Tesla is actually looking to lay some of their staff off, these are both really good signs. Tesla's focusing more on profitability now. Even the Model Y, the temporary price reduction we just seen, temporary, that's like gold to me, because normally Tesla would just cut prices, no shame in their game. The fact that they went out to say it was temporary, pretty interesting. You have now seen the Tesla team raising prices on the Model Y in Germany. That was yesterday by about $2,700 US. That's not going to fully offset the Model Y price reductions of $1,000 we just seen in the US, but it's something. And now we just seen that Tesla is raising prices on the Model 3 here in the US, at least on the long range variant. It's becoming more and more clear to me, and hopefully to you, that Tesla's changing to focus more on profitability, preserve margins. Eventually, the markets will realize that, and by the time they do, well, Tesla stock's going to be much higher than it is today. Tesla stock is currently up 1.5% at the time of recording this video. You can make an argument that Tesla has just seen a triple bottom, potentially an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which, I mean, shoulder, inverse head, shoulder, and could be ready to make a move higher. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the next video, but it looks pretty clear to me. Now, the MACD is also looking fantastic. The RSI is at 36.5, which yesterday was at about 32, so you're still very much on the low side, but things are starting to incrementally improve on a technical basis for Tesla stock. But again, we'll talk about this more in the next video because we need to spend a little bit more time on this than we have in this video. Here on the day today, the S&P 500 is up 0.55%, the Nasdaq up 0.78%, and the Russell 2000 being the big outperformer today, up 1.68%. The VIX is falling about 7.26%. That's great news considering yesterday at one point the VIX was up 29%. Absolutely crazy day yesterday. So the fact that you're seeing the VIX decline is showing that people are not still rushing out to go buy puts and protection on their portfolio. Part of this outperformance today of the Russell 2000 is your 10-year treasury yields are down about 6.5 basis points today, still a lot higher than what we have seen recently, but coming down day over day nonetheless. And these yields are currently at 4.25%. Global inventory numbers for the Model Y sitting at about 7,400, a little bit of an uptick from yesterday. Model X, S, and Model 3 inventories pretty much in the same spot they were yesterday, all of them sitting at pretty low levels. Google Trends data shows a slight deceleration in the Model X, the Cybertruck continuing to grow in search trend popularity, now at 25. The Model 3 and the Model Y really just sideways here at about 36 apiece. And Tesla continues to run about 2,000 different ads via Google. Sentiment today in Tesla stock is 31. My apologies. That is bearish. Yesterday you were neutral. Message volume is at 48. That is normal, the same as yesterday. The participation ratio is increasing, now at 54. More recently, we were in the high 30s, so that's really good news. More people are talking about Tesla stock. And it does appear that Tesla's CEO Elon Musk is inviting Chinese suppliers to come to Mexico to supply the planned factory. Option activity in Tesla stock today is quite positive. You have seen 379 orders from hedge funds and institutions, totaling about $84 million with a positive order value of 76%. Total options volumes expiring by this Friday, about 61% today to the call side and 39% to the put side. Tesla has a short interest percentage of free flow of 3.28%, currently with about $16.7 billion worth of short positions, and it appears like you are seeing a decent amount of shorting activity today, or at least a lot of demand to short Tesla stock, with cost to borrow fees back to about 10%. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is up 4.62% today, now at 49.32%. So basically a coin toss. 50% of stocks are above their 50-day moving average or pretty close to that, still well off the highs of 86% that we had on December 28th, but now you're further off of the lows that we seen yesterday at about 44%. Overall, still about a 50% retracement here. If you do not see a broadening out of the markets, well, I think that probably means broad markets fall from here. Now, you could also make the argument that next week with NVIDIA earnings, NVIDIA is probably going to sell off after earnings. I think that's the most likely outcome there. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get closer to NVIDIA earnings, and we'll touch on it in the next video as well. But long story short, if NVIDIA does fall, if other AI names do fall, that could allow a lot of money to make its way back into the lower quadrants of our markets, like a Tesla and like your interest rate sensitive companies. Tomorrow, we will also have some very important economic data that will be coming out, and we will go over that in the next video. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, check that out. Link down below in the description of this video as well. We will have some earnings today and after hours that we did make some trades on, most notably Twilio. You will also get earnings from Cisco, Energy Transfer, AppLovin, Fastly, HubSpot, Upwork, and QuantumScape. Tomorrow is going to be a very big day. You have Crocs in the morning, John Deere, EPAM, Yeti, Penn National Gaming, Oatly, and Wendy's. Tomorrow and after hours, DraftKings, Coinbase, Roku, The Trade Desk, Applied Materials, DoorDash, Toast, and Open Door. So let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. My name's Michael Tyler. It's also Michael Tyler on X if you guys want to go ahead and give that a follow. Nonetheless, I will see you guys at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Until then, well, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Are our markets as strong as they appear? Is AI going to continue to rally? Or is it Tesla's turn? Is it interest rate sensitive company's turn to see a little bit of this rally? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.